Yes, yes, yes. Boom. Man. We about to get it started. We're about to do some stuff up in here. Welcome, everybody. This is your host, Charles Becco. And I want to welcome everybody here today. Man. Okay. All right. Hey, what's up, Megan? Yeah, we're good. We're ready to roll. All you got to do is mod me up, and we'll get ready to go.
Have a great night, everybody.
All right, very good, very good. All right, y'all. We're ready to go. Man. Woo. Welcome, everybody. Again, this is your host, Charles Becco, Brooklyn Traders. And what a day it is. Okay. You know what we do here? We do a stock market recap here. And let me just get the room up. Let me get the links up. And we're going to get started. Kind of it's an interesting day today. We actually had some pretty decent stock market news come hit the tape, at least as it relates to levels and things that we pay attention to. But we're going to get to it, okay? Okay. Just pin this link. Hold up. Boom. All right. There it is. All right, so the link is up to the room there. Again, I want to thank everybody for joining us here today. Again, I am your host, Charles Becco, and we are going to be talking about what's been going on in the market, right? And so, first things first, right? And hopefully you ladies and gentlemen could jump on the Zoom right there. I mean, not the Zoom, the YouTube page. Give me a second. Let me just make sure I just get all the links up with all the people. Sending out the links to the various communities here. Okay. Okay. That's that. Okay. That is that. And one more. Okay. There we go. All right, you ladies and gentlemen. There we go. All right, so again, my name is Charles. You guys mostly know who I am. And today we're going to be just doing a quick stock market recap. So you know, if you ladies and gentlemen been following, right? We've been tracking Apple very, very closely, right? And yeah, we've been looking at this kind of big kind of head and shoulder setup here, with like a really big shoulder, a really small head, and a pretty lopsided shoulder here. And that just broke to the lows here, and so we're sitting at 150, right? But 150 is a very, very special place, especially on Apple. Well, why is that? Well, right now, let me pull up a different chart here. Let's pull up a different chart. Right now, 150 is sitting on a key support level. It's sitting at the daily 200 right now. And what I believe is the weekly 50. Let me just make sure. Okay. All right. Yeah, so this is the 55, right? So if I make this 50, and you'll see it's right there. We'll make this line thicker than a Snicker, and then boom. All right. Yeah, so we're sitting right on top of the weekly 50 right here on Apple. Okay. Again, here's the weekly 50 at 150 flat. And I expect some kind of bounce out of Apple here. Okay. Does that take us to all-time highs? The answer is no, obviously. But it does give us a momentary reprieve from all this pain. Okay. I know it says that this is the simple. I think the 200 EMA and not SMA, right? It says that we're under the 200, but we're sitting on top of the 200 exponential moving average, but we are just under the simple. The issue here now is we do have a squeeze to the downside, which could potentially take us to 145 on Apple, but I believe we get a bounce to 155 before we get a move to 145 here on Apple. Okay. Again, if you've, ladies and gentlemen, following, right, we've been saying, hey, as long as Apple is basically trying to keep it together, this is kind of okay, right? But as of right now, it doesn't look too great. It doesn't look that fantastic, unfortunately. Okay. So that's Apple. Let's look at the Qs real quick. Oof, right? Again, another kind of lopsided head and shoulders pattern. And yeah, we just broke lows, right? So we are at not only yearly lows, but we are almost at what chart is this? This is 3 years. Yeah, we're almost at a yearly low right now. The yearly low on the Qs is at 307, and we're at 318, right? And so, yeah, the next target here is going to be 315 that we may definitely hit sometime this week, right? And so, again, team, it just does not look good. Okay. Also on the Qs, we also have a squeeze to the downside on the daily time frame that should take us, all the way to under 310 by the end of the week, right? Under 310 by the end of the week, right? And so, team, we definitely have a clear change of trend, right? Before it was just buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. Now this is sell the rip. And here's what's different than COVID, right? You see how steep this COVID kind of pullback was, right? It's like what we're having here is not as steep, right? It's like a slow grind downwards, right? And so for me, it feels as if that the whales out there are slowly unwinding their positions, which is kind of troubling. Okay. Again, we've been talking about this for a while now, right? We've been talking about it for a while, and I don't expect any reprieve anytime soon. Again, the thing that we've been, kind of talking about is just basically adding some things that you like longer term, right? Because right here in this market, right, unless you have some short positions to hedge your portfolio, it's not really wise to swing, right? And I'm saying it's not really wise to swing. Not that you couldn't swing puts. It's just that swinging puts could be very dangerous, especially on those days where, the market will go down 1.5%, 1.5%, 1.5%, 2% here. And then you'll get that one day where the market is up 3%, right? And then that kind of screws up your positioning with your puts, right? It just kind of throws the numbers off. The volatility is still very much high, and so it is best to just scalp as you possibly could in this kind of a market, right? Again, it's not the best situation. Pull down my chart. I just pulled down my chart. 1 second, team. I just put this back up there. I don't want this chart to be here. Give me 1 second, y'all. Okay, there we go. Okay. But yeah. Nothing looks good. Nothing looks good here. Let's look at Tesla real quick. Tesla was doing a pretty good job kind of holding that 18 handle, and then we just broke it, right? So look for a possible 700 test here on Tesla. Okay. Fresh MACD cross to the downside on Tesla. We didn't really see too much intensity to the upside. And what you're seeing here, right, is price is kind of being squeezed down by this 21, right? So if I make this 21 simple moving average thicker than a Snicker, you can kind of see that price has just been kind of squeezing it down, right? Like we get to the 21, we get squeezed down, we go way back up to the 21, squeeze down, back to the 21, squeeze down, 21, squeeze down, 21, squeeze down, right? And so if you're looking at Tesla, right, it seems like the shorts are wanting to reload and reset and level set and attack from that 21 simple moving average, right? And so as you're affecting trades in the market, right, you really want to be cognizant of that, because it's a pattern. It's a clear pattern that you could clearly see on the chart, right? And so I was thinking potentially, right, on one of these days where the market intends to be bullish, right, and the market just doesn't go straight down, right? That is what is kind of difficult about it. The market doesn't go straight down, just like the market doesn't go straight up, right? So yeah, okay. Again, as we kind of get squeezed down and we bounce, okay, look for that 21 to be overhead resistance on Tesla. Let's look at AMD here. And if anybody here has any tickers that you would like for me to take a look at, please send them over here to my inbox, and we will be sure to get them in here. Okay. Also, if there's anybody that that may benefit from this information, definitely tap them into the room. Okay. Of course, this is me, Charles. I'm having my account. Well, I'm having my device that my Clubhouse account is associated with taking a look at right now, and so I'm just using my this backup account here to run the show. Okay. So just a quick reset here. Okay. So team, I want to thank everybody for being here. Again, my name is Charles Becco of Brooklyn Traders, and today we are doing our kind of daily stock market recap here. Today is March 14, 2022. Please follow the club. Please follow the mod here. And check out www.brooklyntraders.net. That is www.brooklyntraders.net. If you have not already become a member, we've got a private Discord. We teach classes, we do morning Zooms, and we pretty much now meet almost on a weekly basis every Sunday, right? And so join the party. It's nice here. Okay. Back to the show. All right. So with AMD, not looking much better than the rest of the market, right? I would say that AMD at times outperforms the market to the downside, right? And so AMD is not really too bad here. I'm looking for this 100 handle to be some pretty solid support here. Okay, when you come down to it, are we adding long-term shares here of AMD at around this level? Even though it's in a nice trading channel, I would say no. I think we could even maybe potentially push lower, especially after we lose this this 100 handle. Okay, let's look at Facebook here. Facebook has just been getting crushed. Facebook did have a long setup here, but I believe the long setup was broken as of today. If you look at the weekly RSI, this thing is just ice cold at 19, and I don't think it's been at this level. I mean, shoot, we'd have to go back 10 years, right? The RSI has not been this cold in the last 10 years, right? So, I mean, my goodness, right? I mean, Facebook has been lower, right? But, you're talking about 2018 valuations here, right? So pretty much all the gains that it's made within the last 3 years has just pretty much been extinguished, right? And that's the case with a lot of the plays out there, you know. Long term, hey, Facebook could still continue to get hammered here. Okay. Again, well, worst case scenario, we could see possibly 150 or below on Facebook, right? Not saying that's going to happen, right? But again, if you ever looked at this chart, right, and you're like, Charles, why does your chart have so many gunshots and explosions on it, right? Why does there so much noise in your chart? It's such a busy chart, right? You got all these lines. What the hell do they mean? Well, teams, these are open gaps, right? And the thinking goes that most gaps close, right? And so we got a gap there that closed, gap here that closed, gap there that closed, and we're sitting on top of another gap at 173 and another one at 158. And so got to be cognizant, got to be aware of that, okay? And if that's Facebook's gaps, look at Tesla here, right? So yeah, relatively speaking, Tesla's still holding on here, okay? Tesla is still holding on here, okay? Relatively speaking. Let's look at Microsoft here. Again, and why are we looking at mainly big tech? Because, team, this is what's running the market, okay? If you're looking at Workhorse or even my baby Tilray, you're looking in the wrong place, right? This market is going to be determined by names like this. Now, are there other tickers out there? Sure. You know, before I get to Microsoft, let's go to something else. Mosaic, right? One of those companies that are benefiting from the war, right? LMT, right? Lockheed Martin, again, another war-based company. Other places where you see some relative strength or relative outperformance. Let's look at Caterpillar, right? Able to kind of eke out some kind of win today. CVS, right? This is looking pretty alright, all right? So if you're looking for some place to kind of squirrel away your money while big tech gets hammered, right? You want to maybe look at some of these names. Let's look at Procter & Gamble and KO. Again, we did get quite the pullback, but hey, at least we got some green today. And KO here, right? Again, if you're looking for a place, a relative safe haven, right, to kind of squirrel some money away, I like these names longer term. Some things that I think we could possibly buy the dip on. USO, okay? What I like about USO here is right on its daily 21, so we should get a nice bounce there on USO. Something else that I think we should be looking at still, GLD, right on top. Didn't quite get there, but right on top of its daily 21, okay? Potentially, if we could get down here to 180 on GLD, maybe we could buy the dip. Another place that other people are not thinking about, SLV, right? Right at its 21. I like it. XLE, right? The ETF, tracking those oil guys, right? Not quite where I would like it to be. I'd like it to be closer down here. But again, just places where, you know, if you're looking for relative safely, right? No place is safe. But if you're looking for a relatively stable, okay place to kind of, you know, maybe do or set up a position, you know, I definitely like these names, right? Now let's go to Microsoft, right? Yeah. I think Microsoft was up 1.5% today, relative outperformer. But again, it still has this kind of crooked, broken, lopsided head and shoulder setup, right? And so, team, just expect for Microsoft to also fall out of grace, the same way Apple did, the same way Tesla currently is right now. I would say that compared to some of the other tech names, again, it's not, you know, it still has some of its pandemic gains, right? I mean, if we're getting back to pandemic levels, right, we are talking about like 200 Microsoft, right? 200 and under, right? Like anywhere between 135 to 200, right? So it's still relatively strong compared to everything else, right? And so just some pockets of strength here. But again, Microsoft is going to be one of these tickers that's literally holding the cues together, right? Anywhere here, Microsoft, Apple, or Tesla really starts to give up the ghost, pulls a Netflix type move or and a Facebook type move, And don't say that it can't happen, because it could happen to any stock. Um, any one of these guys, starts vomiting, right? You get a day where it's down 6, 7%, 8%, 10%. It could really hurt the market. Okay. So final analysis team, we are still in a sell the rip zone. We are still in a sell the rip zone. Okay. So you just have to be very careful out there. It's very wild. It's not safe out in these streets. Okay. And you just got to be careful. You have to protect yourself, right? And so I do see a request for a ticker from Black Sun 22. Black Sun, I see you there. He wants to look at X. Okay. X is in a fresh short setup, and this is the second time it's in this short setup, so I'd expect some kind of pullback here. Look for some support at 29 or possibly 28 here on X, right? But yeah, another relative outperformer that, in my opinion, again, if you want to look for a place or area to possibly buy the dip in, hey, X could be pretty good here. Look at this weekly chart. Black Sun, I like the way you're thinking. Black Sun, I like the way you're thinking. Good job, young man. If we get back down here to retest this breakout level here at 29, this could be an excellent place to establish a position here on X, okay, which is United States Steel. Now, excuse me, here's another thing I didn't realize. We've also got a fresh weekly squeeze here. This is looking really good. Hey, Black Sun, I'd like to deem this X is the chart of the week. Okay. This is good. I like this. This is a nice find here. That is nice. Team, this is a picture perfect chart here. You couldn't ask for a better chart. Okay. For you Brooklyn traders out there, right? What do we see here? And we mapped it out. We already had it mapped out, right? Phase 1 market phase, big breakout, and boom, right? So if we could get that retest of the breakout line at 28.29, that will be a phenomenal dip buy. So Black, this is a great chart, man. So congratulations. All right, so that's Black. I see XLRE for my man Master O. I mean, it's all right, but I see why you like it, but you're not getting the bounce that you want. That's the problem with this thing. This thing is broken. So here's what's going on XLRE, right? Master O. Okay. So this brawlic line right here, this light blue or tan line, is going to be the 50. Okay. Notice we come to the 50. We get back over to 50. Test the 50 over to 50. Right now we're under the 50. We didn't even get close here. We didn't even get close there. And we're just under it, right? And so as long as we are under the 50 here, the daily 50, I would say this is a no-go on XLRE. However, if we get above the 50, which is sitting around 47, then perhaps you could potentially do something with that, right? But as of right now, nah, I don't like it. I don't like it. This thing should have bounced already, and it's not. So team, I definitely want to thank everybody for being here today. Okay, we will be coming back next Wednesday with another analysis. We will be covering the market again. Just keep in mind, team, we have a Fed statement. We have a Fed statement coming Wednesday. Typically, these things happen around 1 or 2 o'clock, so just be aware of that. And Friday is triple witching, so expect some max volatility. All right. And so, team, want to thank everybody for being here. God bless, and let's keep it rolling, y'all. Take care, everybody. All right, you guys, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. God bless everybody. Take care, everybody.